Patriots and freedom-loving Americans. This is our second show, and I know the filming is not up to par with other streams that you see, and we're figuring that out. I'm a procrastinator, so I waited until the very last moment to make any preparations for the show at all. But I'm not going to go back on my commitment, and I still have the things that I want to talk about in my head, so we'll just get started. So I figured that the show would carry a certain format. We'll cover the news of the day, and then a topic of interest that I think is important, and then we'll do something random at the end. Today we're going to be doing a Christmas song tier list, but yeah, this is my background here. This is the room I'm going to be in. Once I get better equipment, the Christmas tree will be easier to see. You'll be able to see more of the guitars and everything. I always have a pop. It's a Christmas tradition that I fill my fridge with all sorts of different stuff. This is berry lemonade soda, so it's not great. It's a little strong. It tastes like medicine. But anyway, we got a lot in the news today. We're going to be talking about Somali immigrants. We're going to be talking about Zohran Mamdani in Trump's meeting. I know it was a little while ago, but we're just catching up on the news. And some things about Obamacare. Anyway, you might have seen on Instagram that Donald Trump ended third world immigration. Thank God. And he's specifically attacking Somalis, and for good reason. So Somali immigrants, I'm sure you know it's a country in Africa, have flooded Minnesota because there's so much welfare there and easy to get on programs that the government will spend money for you, that they've all consolidated there. And they're under something called temporary protected status. It was started in 1991. This is unconstitutional because the Congress gave it to the president to decide which types of immigrants could fall under temporary protected status. If you know the Constitution, you know only Congress can decide that. And so the president, was Bush at the time, decided that there's a huge crisis going on in Somalia. So he welcomed a bunch of Somali immigrants into the United States under this temporary protected status. And Trump wants to end it. And the Democrats and the woke left is freaking out. And they're saying, well, what's so bad about these Somali immigrants? So I wrote down a couple things that they've done in the state of Minnesota that seem to be of interest and seem to be reasons why Trump would be upset and not want this to happen anymore. So Somalis have ran numerous scams in Minnesota in the past couple years. They created a fraud organization that said that it was going to help homeless people get homes. And they told homeless people that we're going to help you find a home. And then they acted like a real organization and they sent bills to the government, $8 million. We're providing people homes. And the government, being a liberal welfare state where they spend every dime that they have before they can even think about it, gave money to these organizations. This organization sent bills in. We're helping homeless people buy homes, and the government said, okay, here's $8 million. And they took it for themselves and spent it on nice things. Also, another Somali scam, another organization falsely said kids qualified for autism programs when they didn't. And they paid the parents money of these autistic children to keep it quiet. And then they sent bills to the government, and the government paid them. This is my favorite one, the third one, actually. It was during COVID. It was obviously a huge crisis. Kids were starving in the state, the low-income people. And the government was giving money to organizations to feed kids during COVID. And so Somalis, again, created another organization that were sending bills showing that they were giving meals to kids. And the government in Minnesota spent a bunch of money on these organizations giving meals to kids, and they bought Lamborghinis and yachts. So Trump sees that there's a bunch of fraud. Trump wants to end this temporary protected status. The left is always will be like, well, white people do stuff like that too. Here's the problem with that argument. If you had a team, let's say you had a basketball team, and the people were pretty shitty, you don't want another shitty player on the team. You're going to hate that shitty player. You want a good player to come to that team. So why, if we're already having crime in the United States and fraud, especially in Tampon Tim Walz' state of Minnesota, why would we add more? And why would we add people that are notorious for running these frauds? I'm not saying all Somalis are doing this. There's obviously great Somalis. However, that's a lot of scams in one state by one group of people in 3 years. And this is the kind of stuff that goes on in third world countries. We are not a third world country, and I don't want us to be a third world country. That's my 2 cents on that. Trump tweeted Tim Walz was retarded on Thanksgiving, and people really freaked out about that. But it's true. His government is so stupid that they just believed anybody that sent in a bill and said, you need to pay for this. You need to pay because we're giving kids meals. Oh yeah, sure, here's some money. It's fucking ridiculous. How can you run a state that way? That asshole needs to be kicked out of office. Seriously, I think he's probably the worst vice presidential candidate ever. Don't even get me started. I saw a meme on Instagram. It was like, why the Democrats lost. Obama needs to choose a vice president dumber than him. Biden needs to choose a vice president dumber than him. Kamala needs to choose a vice president dumber than her. Tim Walz. Tim Walz is the bottom of the fucking barrel. I mean, seriously. But anyway, yeah, Trump is ending third world immigration. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. I do think Congress should do it. I'm not for the president ending immigration because it is not in the Constitution. And a lot of people don't like that I have such a strong stance on the Constitution. But you have to remember, even though it would be easier and it would solve our problem quicker if Trump could get the illegals that he needed and ban certain people from coming into the country that he wanted to, it would fix the problem. However, when you break the Constitution in one place, all of a sudden it doesn't mean anything. And we could lose our right to bear arms. We could lose freedom of speech. That's just a dangerous road to walk on. And if we want to have a country, an efficient country, and the best system ever made, we need to follow the rules that were prescribed for us. And it worked like the best system in the history of the country until the left started changing it and giving the federal government too much power. And if you want my breakdown on why I support the Constitution as the number one pillar, or it was the number 2 pillar of the America Only movement, check out episode 1. But yes, I am strongly against most legal immigration. I think letting in the best of the best is okay. But you can't water down the culture of the U.S. And Somalis are mostly Sunni Muslim. And they're starting to change communities in Minnesota. And I don't like that. The only way our system is going to survive is if we are a mostly European Christian nation, as the founders intended. Because Western civilization is the best civilization known to man. And that does not mean I harbor any general, racial hatred. I do not hate anybody because of their race. I don't hate anybody because of their culture. I just want to preserve my culture, the culture that made my country great, the religion that made my country great, Christianity. It has nothing to do with race and all to do with culture. So, A on Trump for that. In other news, Trump met with Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of New York City. He's a communist. Actually, he's a socialist. It's interesting. I learned this is not what they teach you in school. Socialism is when the government redistributes wealth, Communism is the idea that after the government took that job for a little bit, they'd give it to the people, and the people would redistribute wealth among themselves. That's real communism, which obviously can never work because people are naturally selfish and self-interested. So we've started to use communist as like a scarier term to mean socialist, but really, Soviet Union, socialist country. The true ideal of communism will never work and has never been seen before. But anyway, oh God, that's bad. Trump gave Zohran Mamdani the easiest meeting ever. Trump kind of buddied up to him and was like, we agree on a lot, and I think you're going to do a great job in New York City. And it was a complete 180 from what he was saying before. I suspect he's trying to make friends with Zohran Mamdani for negotiation, and he might prove me wrong and do that. But I think it's a terrible idea. Zohran Mamdani is going to ruin that city. We'll talk about why socialism doesn't work on one of these episodes. But I will bet you that that city, if he gets to implement his policies, will be in absolute shambles within 4 years. And the Republicans need to use Zohran Mamdani as an example of the radical left. And the radical left is gaining popularity crazy in the last year. Because you look at people like Chuck Schumer in the House of Representatives and people like Hakeem Jeffries, they're Democrats that never actually do anything. They're establishment Democrats. They talk and talk, but they never really actually make change. And then you have people like AOC, Bernie Sanders, Zohran Mamdani that are actually socialists and are saying we're going to make things affordable. And that's attractive to young people. And I'm starting to see a huge surge in people on the radical left and even some conservatives going over to the radical left because of these promises of affordability. Angry people, angry young people, and I get it, but that is not the answer, and we'll talk about why it isn't the answer in one of these videos. But I think that Trump needs to hit against the radical left because it is the opposite of what we should stand for. Anyway, the next thing in our news is Obamacare, and there's a debate going on with Obamacare. And I thought it would be good. I know a lot of people don't really know what Obamacare is because it came out in 2010. I was 3 years old, and a lot of people aren't really on health insurance yet that are my age, or at least they don't know about it. So Obama came in office, and he created a medical insurance program called Obamacare. He said everybody must have health insurance, and the government will help you pay for health insurance. So he also put in all these regulations. Insurance companies cannot refuse you for being sick. They can't charge more because you were sick before. They must cover checkups, medications, emergency care, pregnancy, mental health. And the government gives money to the insurance companies on our behalf to help lower the costs. And in 2021, these subsidies expanded due to COVID to help people that were struggling during the pandemic. And there's this debate. The subsidies are set to expire on the 31st of December. And they were only supposed to go until the 31st of December. And the Republicans want to cut these subsidies. The Democrats obviously never want to cut anything ever. Hold on, my dog is here. Hi, pup. Hi, pup. I'll show you my dog sometime. The Republicans want to make changes to the Affordable Care Act, and there's this debate going on. And Trump is thinking about letting these subsidies extend, because if they don't extend, health insurance is going to go up, because it's all these protections that were put in place in 2021 are going to vanish. And when that happens, health insurance costs are going to go up, and it's going to make the Republicans unpopular, and Trump doesn't want that. The problem is these subsidies don't work. And I'm going to explain why the whole Affordable Care Act, ACA, Obamacare, doesn't work at all. And the problem, I think, stems from what I was talking about with socialism, is people vote on policy by how it sounds. When you subsidize something, prices rise. Think about it like this. I think about FAFSA a lot when you talk about college. People complain that college costs are too high. So what the government does is they help you pay for the college. But since the government is putting money in too, as well as you, it makes college say, oh, the government is helping, so I can put prices higher. And then it charges higher. And then the people say, we can't afford it, we need more subsidies. More subsidies, price rises again. That's why some colleges in my state cost $69,000 per year tuition. It's because of subsidies. And it's the same true with health insurance. It's the exact same thing. And this also, a lot of people now can buy health insurance that wouldn't before, and it causes health insurance prices to rise. Government pays bills. Millions stop caring about price because the government steps in to help. Companies charge more. Companies rise subsidies again. That's how it works. And the government makes all these insurance companies charge the same price, meaning that young people like me are breaking their backs in taxes paying for the older people. And that's why taxes are so high. And that hurts affordability too. Obamacare increases demand, more insured people, but does not increase supply either. Just because more people are insured does not mean that there are more doctors, clinics, equipments, which leads to long wait times, shortages, and higher costs to cover that. Regulations in general, and we'll talk about this at length on this channel, create costs. So all of these things that the government's trying to do to help lower costs have just created higher costs. And still, these retarded fucktards think that we need to put in more regulations and have more subsidies. Health needs are always been local. Risks are individual. You cannot create a one-size-fits-all policy for everyone, like Washington has done in the past and continues to love to do. The Affordable Care Act also gives subsidies based on income, and subsidies drop off if people earn more. So it makes people want not to earn more. People avoid making more money. They avoid overtime. They try and work part-time because full-timers, workers don't have as much subsidies. And people get lower incomes, and then that means there's less job availability. It's horrible. Insurance companies also leave markets because they're required to cover everyone, charge similar prices, and so companies can't make the money that they want and leave the market, leaving less competition, only a few health insurance companies, and high prices. And the whole thing in general creates dependence on the government, expectations of subsidies, and less incentive to save and plan ahead. And it really ripples through the whole economy. You think something's going to help, and it ripples through the whole economy. And we get high taxes, and we get ridiculous national debt. You should see how much the debt has exploded since Obama's programs were put in place. Obama is one of the worst presidents that we've ever had, and it's all shrouded in this idea that they want to help, but really the government wants to take control of your life and take control of everything you know. These sick people, the Democrats promise, which is true, they're not paying the bill, but young people do, employers do, future generations through our national debt. And it just creates the wrong economy. Health insurance prices are super high. And the Republicans are a bunch of pussies because what they want to do is they say, we don't want fraudulent enrollment because the Democrats have been letting illegal immigrants on and all sorts of fraud. They never want to cut spending on anything. And they want to give the subsidies to consumers to let them choose their health insurance plan that they want instead of having, only a couple health insurers that are charging ridiculously high prices. Republicans, they want to keep the popularity of these subsidies, but they never want to actually change the plan because they don't want to be politically unpopular. And Donald Trump wants to stay popular, and he doesn't want these costs to rise so people can blame it on him. What really needs to happen, and this is the only solution, if you want low-cost health insurance, is you cut all regulations, you cut all subsidies from the government, it will cause a giant opening up in the marketplace of health insurance companies. Multiple ones of them will pop up because they see they can make a profit now. And they will focus on providing you the most and cheapest healthcare alternatives because it will make them the most profit. And there's going to be competition. It would be beautiful. And that's what we need to see. And these subsidies, Obama realized they were, and I guess what you might be asking is, why did Obama put in these subsidies if health insurance was already cheap? It's a long process. We can go back and talk about the invention of Medicare. Slowly, the government has been putting more and more regulations on things. And it maybe started very minor. Just, make a couple tweaks to the free market system just to make it more fair, even if it was already doing good. And that didn't work. And then always the answer is more regulations, and it creates this cliff. And the only way that we can salvage lower prices and help this country is if we abolish it in total. And that's my topic of interest today, is cutting spending. You're almost indoctrinated into thinking that we can't cut spending on anything from the time you're a little kid. You know those movies? I can't even name one off the top of my head, but the evil corporate Republican guy is trying to cut spending on something needed, like wildlife and national parks or something like that. And everybody freaks out. We need the national parks. We need the National Weather Service. We need this. We need this to help people. It is not ever the government's job to help people protect wildlife. That is not the federal government's job. The federal government's job is to protect our border and give us strong defense. The rest of it is up to people. You cannot micromanage someone's life. There is going to be income inequality because some people are more efficient and some people are less efficient. And I do think wildlife should be preserved. I do like parks, but that's up to the states. You cannot tax people and rob people blind and let all these costs go up on everything just so you can achieve an end that you think is morally correct. You have to think about the people involved, and the idea of our country going off a debt cliff is not something that I want to see. So anyway, that's my piece about that, and we'll go to the Christmas tier list. All right, we're doing it. A Christmas song tier list. I just wanted to set the record straight, show what the actual good songs are. So I picked 65 of the most well-known Christmas songs, the ones we all know. And I'm going to rank them. And this is the undisputed ranking. And I don't give a fuck if you have a different opinion because you're wrong. All right. Holly Jolly Christmas. I'm going to give that an S tier. That song, I hear it in malls and stuff, just makes me feel like Christmas. It's an amazing song. It was in Rudolph too, as you can see. Great movie. Yeah. No. 100% S tier. Okay. All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. Yeah, that song sucks. It's annoying and just listen to the guy's voice. I don't even count that as a Christmas song. All I Want for Christmas Is You. It was good when it came out, and I'm going to give it a C. It's kind of average. Mariah Carey, that's the only thing she's known for now. No one even knows her other music, and she's one of the biggest selling artists I just read of all time. And that's kind of sad, and she just lives off of this one song and milks it every year, and she dresses up, and she's not even hot anymore, so that ruins that. So yeah, I'm kind of sick of it, and I think she should go into retirement if that's all she's going to do. If you're not going to make any more music, shut up. Okay, first Christian one, Angels We've Heard on High. I'm going to give that an A. I do really like that song. We used to sing it in choir, and I'm really growing appreciation for traditional hymns and stuff like that, so I'm going to put that up there. Away in a Manger, I'm going to give that an A, too. Great song. One of my favorite ones to just start singing at Christmas time, 100%. All right, Baby It's Cold Outside. I want to give it an S, just to troll everyone that thinks it's a rape song, because it's funny. But I don't think I can give it an S. I'm going to give it an A. Yeah, I'm going to give it an A. It's not a rape song. Like, if you literally listen to the lyrics, like, they're not even talking about sex. Like, get your mind out of the gutter, for God's sakes. Yeah, stupid. Elvis, Blue Christmas, S tier. I love Elvis and I love Christmas, so what could be better than the two combined? That is one of my favorites. It has that country vibe, doo-wop vibe. Perfect. Just makes me want to sit around the tree, open gifts. What's this one? Can't even see it. Oh, it's one of the Peanuts ones. Christmas is Coming. I'm gonna give it an S too. It's not ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's the other one that you hear. I'm not even gonna try and sing it though, because it's hard to sing. Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. It's a B. Not bad. It's kind of old and the recording quality is bad, but it's catchy. It's a nice song. Oh wait, that one's Christmas is Coming. This one's Christmas Time Is Here. I'll give Christmas Time Is Here an A, because it's a childhood memory when they're all skating. Christmas Is Coming is an S. Deck the Halls. D. I don't care for it that much. We sang it in choir too in elementary school. There was always that one fucker that laughed at Don We Now, Our Gay Apparel, and got us all in trouble. You know who you are. Everybody had that kid in their class. Let's be honest. Do You Hear What I Hear? D. Kind of annoying and long-winded. Some of these I don't even know what they are. What is this? I think this is Do They Know It's Christmas. Do They Know It's Christmas? Yeah, it's a C. It's kind of on the level of All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's that big one from the 80s with all those people singing for kids in Africa. Yeah. Like, come on, it's Christmas. Who cares about kids in Africa? For God's sakes. I'm just kidding. What's this? Dominic the Donkey? What the fuck is Dominic the Donkey? I'm not even going to add that. I don't even know what that is. That shouldn't even be in there. What? Feliz Navidad? I'll give it a B. Spanish, so I don't like that, but no, I'm just kidding. It's a good song. It's catchy. It's average. I'll give it a B. That's Christmas Time Is Here. What is this other song? I thought it was one of the ones for Peanuts. I don't know. We'll just leave it out, I guess. Frosty the Snowman. B. I dead ass had a friend that was his favorite movie. Like, not even favorite Christmas movie, but favorite movie ever until like middle school. Not that good of a movie. It's on the lower end of Christmas animated movies. We'll do a Christmas movie tier list. I don't think that's very high though. I never really cared for that one. Christmas Rapping. I used to think that song was really annoying. It's the Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah, it grew on me though. I'm gonna give it an A. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. D. I know it's old and people wanna like it, but it's not that great. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. D. It's funny, like the first 2 times you hear it, and then it's kind of annoying. And I don't really care for that one. Happy Holiday. I don't know why people don't give this song enough attention, but I'm gonna give it an A. It's always the first song I hear at like Christmas season, and like right December 1st, like this time, I always hear that song first, and those bells at the beginning, and it sounds like snow is falling. Yeah, that's a good song. That's a really good song. Happy Christmas, War is Over, the John Lennon one. I'm not going to give that a D. That's a B. Good song. It's definitely a Christmas Day song. I picture snow, and it's light, and yeah, it's not a banger, but it's pretty good. Hark the Herald Angels Sing is going to be either A or S. S. It's going S. That's one of my favorite Christian hymns. Frank Sinatra does a great job on that one. Yeah, that's a good song all around. Have a lot of memories with it. Just playing in the background at Christmases when I was little. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Oh shoot, what did I do? Oh. Yeah, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas will be I want to say S, but I didn't used to like it. But I've been hearing it in reels. You know those reels that'll be like it's snowing Christmas Eve, and you're going home, and that's playing when it's snow. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not these ones up here. Here Comes Santa Claus. B. Elvis version is funny. Not amazing though. So, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. C. I like the Jackson 5, but their Christmas stuff isn't great. So, they have a couple good Christmas stuff, but I don't know. Not my thing. I'll be home for Christmas. That's also a B. Not bad though at all. Not a bad song. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That'll be a B too. Yeah, it's in Home Alone 2 though, so maybe no, B. Okay, it's the most wonderful time of the year. That is gotta be an S tier song. I keep fucking up. Hold on, I'm sorry. S tier for sure. That is just one of the greatest get you in the mood for Christmas Eve, snow falling songs. Jingle Bells, that's like baby stuff. That's baby level Christmas song. It's a B. Jingle Bell Rock. Sorry, I have to scroll up now when I do this. That's an A. Home Alone 2, again. Home Alone 2 reference. Pretty good. I keep scrolling down. Sorry, I'm retarded, guys. Joy to the World. B. It's a little annoying, but hey, it's a good Christmas hymn. Last Christmas, Wham. I'm sorry. Psych. This is going in S tier. Okay, this. Okay, guys, you might hate me. I know it's gay, but it's also a fucking banger. So that is an S tier Christmas song. Last Christmas, really? Come on, that song is amazing. Let It Snow. I do like Let It Snow. Okay, I'm giving it an A. Little Saint Nick, another S tier one. Love the Beach Boys. Melancholy Kamaka, S. You guys, do you know the scene? The scene? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's a scene, all right. That's a scene. Mistletoe and Holly. We'll give it a B. I'm Getting Nothing for Christmas. Fuck that song. That's the same guy, I think, is the All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth. Yeah, and I don't know. Not that good. Oh, Come All Ye Faithful. S tier. Great hymn. Great spiritual Christian song. Love it. Oh, Christmas Tree. It's average. Not my favorite. I don't know why, but it's one of those songs I hear and I won't skip, but it's not my favorite. Same with O Come, Emmanuel. That's like a Catholic song. But it's not bad, I have good memories singing it in Mass, Catholic school. Oh Holy Night. Oh my gosh. This is an S tier song if I've ever seen one. This is the song that makes me feel Jesus at Christmas the most. That composition and how it builds up. I think it's in the first Home Alone when he's in the church. I think that is the best Christmas song ever. So just for the benefit of the doubt, I'll put it up there. Just to show it's number one in my heart. Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem, A. I do like that song a lot. Please Come Home for Christmas. A. I like the Eagles. I like them. It's a good song. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. A. We're hitting some good ones here. Rudolph. Run, Run, Rudolph is better than Rudolph. I'm going to put Rudolph with Frosty. Kind of in that. No, not Dominic. Donkey. Here. Oh, wait. Yeah. B. Frosty and Rudolph are kind of in the same category. Linus and Lucy. E-A. A. Yeah, it's not an S. Sorry to Peanuts fans. That's the best Christmas album, though. It's just not the best Christmas song. Santa Baby. Santa Baby. I like that song, but I'm a little uncomfortable, especially when I hear it in front of family, because it sounds like she's, singing in my ear, and I don't know. It's a little weird. I'll give it an A, though. I'm gonna get clowned for that, but whatever. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. B. Not bad. Not great. Silent Night. Yeah, everyone loves Silent Night. I think it's a little overrated. I'll give it a B, too. It's not Oh Holy Night. It's not Away in a Manger. It gets too much attention. It's not that great. Silver Bells, definitely a C. One of those old 40s songs or whatever it came out. We don't really care about it. Sleigh Ride, A. That's a classic. Step Into Christmas, Elton John. I'm going to give it a B. Yeah. 12 Days of Christmas. I don't care for that one that much. I don't get it. It's just the same thing over and over again. A 3-year-old could have wrote that song, I think. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I'm going to give that an A. It's literally called The Christmas Song. It is the Christmas song. The Christmas song. Chipmunk Song will be not B. It'll be A also. Yeah. First Noel, S tier. S tier. Wait, where'd it go? Okay. Another great spiritual Christmas song. Little Drummer Boy, also S tier. I don't know. I get a little sentimental hearing some of these Christian songs that are used in movies, and those really old movies. I think this was in one of the claymation ones. Yeah, it's fantastic. Come on. We Wish You a Merry Christmas. D. It's simple. Another 2-year-old song. White Christmas. I want to give it an A, but it's one of those songs people pretend they like, but they don't really like it. So I'm going to put it in a B. Not bad. Good melody, but that's the very first Christmas song that wasn't Christian, and there's a lot better stuff that came after that. So yeah, that's where that one's going. Up on the Housetop. Oh wait, I thought I put We Wish You a Merry Christmas in D, right? Am I going crazy? Up on the Housetop will be B. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that one. Not bad. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. B. It's good in the movie, but I wouldn't listen to it otherwise, so it's kind of that happy medium. Wonderful Christmas Time. B. I know a lot of people like this, but I like it too. It's just average, kind of the same thing over and over again. And lastly, we have Winter Wonderland. Yeah, I'm going to give it an A. It's with Let It Snow, same kind of song. Yeah, so this is our list. There's 12 S-tier Christmas songs. So I hope you agree with this. There's a whole lot of A and B tier. And yeah, the only F-tier Christmas songs are this one guy. I can't remember his name, but he does like those songs to like make fun of kids. Like, I'm getting nothing for Christmas, mommy and daddy are mad, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. It's like Grandparents' Day type shit that's like obnoxious. And yeah, I don't really care for it. But this is the definitive list. So if you agree, please like and subscribe. Keep watching America Only. And that will be it for today. Thank you.